Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, eneough. Today we're back here, we're playing Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. And we are going to continue where we left off. Exactly where we left off. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expect this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. Sayori isn't answering her phone. Consider going to her house to wake her up, but I decide that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently roll it up to take with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I assured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Dino Gadget, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that will have all the poems we were performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Yuri with you. Or Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but suddenly I remember that Sayori told me yesterday, and I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. At least, I only say it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. You should be take a little responsibility for her, Dino Gadget. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. Kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? How do you know about it? Monica, I told you once, I'll tell you again. Not even once. I've told you so many times, I'll tell you again. Quit breaking the fourth wall. Jesus. But of course, you're not going to listen to me, are you? Of course not. Exchange. Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all, but I stammer embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? I really didn't plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Geez, you don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. You're breaking the fourth wall on me. Why? I keep telling you one thing only. Stop! Baka's being as friendly as usual, but for some reason, I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poems is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki and Yuri's poem from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the ones she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Get out of my head! Get out of my head! Get out of my head! Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Sayori! Dear! Why? No! Gah. Ah! What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Dino Gadget? What's wrong? Nothing! This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go get Sayori, so... well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls that after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up, but even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes me really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house? This really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? Or that really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori, wake up, dummy! There's no response. I really don't want to have to enter a room like this. Okay. I am giving you a warning now. Look away if you are easily disturbed. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I said, look away now if you are easily disturbed. If you are going to be disturbed by this image, this is an image of suicide. Do not look at this if you are easily disturbed. Okay. I suppose with enough warning, let's continue. I gently open the door. Sayori? I tried to tell you. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed my urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her? I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it always has been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I could do to bring her back. This isn't some game where I could reset and try something different. Very funny, Salvato. But you know well enough by now that this is a game where we can start over all we want. But this is definitely an interesting scene. I only have one chance, and I had only one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. Now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers, but I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. End. Oh no, it's not the end. Why would it be? And we're back again! This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Well, yeah, there's a reason for that. This file does not work. I can't load game either. New game. I don't know, it's just nothing but gibberish. You see an angler running towards me in the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Here. You know, the kind of friend you've never seen yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, it's I idle in front of the crosswalk and let you catch up to me. Something didn't work. I wonder why. Dun dun dun. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friends, groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls, or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting on average while spending my free time on games and anime. Games and anime! There's always the Animes Club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. Well, you'd actually be surprised. There are probably girls in there. The school day is ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at a wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There aren't really any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with it. Guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Don't get it? Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Ah, yeah, it has been. Monica seems... her smile sweetly. Do you know each other? Or we do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Sorry, I'm looking at... Oh, I've been looking for some supplies for my club. Oh, great. Your club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in debate club, right? About that, I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd rather take something personal, or I personally enjoy, and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members or something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature could be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature, too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. Besides, a member's member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Doki, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? Ah, I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? And I won't ask you to join, but if you could at least, or could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I'll check it out. Ah, awesome! You're really sweet, Doki. Did you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go, then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Gee, thanks, Monica. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. Oh, yeah. I missed that line from from before. I marked it last time. Marked the day I had sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings the custom door. I'm back, and I brought a new guest with me. A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Doki. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not! Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. I've already read this. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual, and this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Diane Gadget in classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought someone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry, I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Diane Gadget? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all of the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom. And don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiled to herself in relief. So, Diana, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read, blah 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 blah. Manga. I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Ooh! It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. It's not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that could change. What am I saying? I spoke without even thinking. After seeing Yuri's smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorite is usually novels that build up deep and complex fantasy worlds. I think we've already read this before. The level of creativity amazes me. Telling a good story is such a foreign world. Because I'm completely passionate about her reading. One of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Story with deep psychology. Is it amazing how a writer can be so throw you for a loop? Anyway, I'll be reading a lot of horror lately. Is it amazing how writers can be so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination? Throw you for a loop. Or lately, I read a horror book once, just really grasped for something I could relate to. At this rate, Yuri may as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror! Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes darted over for me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? That gives you that idea! You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looks like you were writing a poem. Don't say it out loud! And give it back! Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometimes? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that just takes confidence. Truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example to help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. And he sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I got an idea. How about this? Look at Monica. Let's go home and write poems of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That day, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of a vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it Seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well? Hold on, there's one problem. And what's that? And now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. Blah, 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 blah. Never said I would join. Never made any decision. I still have the articles to look at. 3 girls stare at me dejected. But I'm sorry, I thought. I guess I need to tell you the truth, I'll get it. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really hard to find new members. If we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to take a clear-headed decision about this? I feel terrible for laying everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed, so I was writing a poem since price in order to spend every day with these guys. Right, okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes lit up. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Gadget? Yeah, it could be fun, right? You really just scared me there for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Now, good, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem, bring it to the next meeting so we can share. Monica looks over and look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, I can really plus a class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue chit-chat. Yuri cleans the tea set. Guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. Can't wait. I can wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. Shut up. Anyway, I'm gonna have to end this episode. So, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!